Life on my ranch is simple: cattle, fences, and long days under the sun. No neighborhood squabbles, no petty rules, and definitely no one telling me what color I can paint my barn. At least, that's how it should have been. See, right next to my property sits a suburban subdivision run by the dreaded HOA, and its president, Karen. She struts around with a clipboard like it's a sheriff's badge, barking about community guidelines as if she owns the county. For months, Karen had been pestering me with letters, demands to trim my grass, which was a wheat field, notices about unapproved fencing, which was barbed wire for my cattle, and even fines for excessive vehicle noise, that was my tractor. I laughed and tossed the papers in the fire. Then one afternoon, things escalated. I was in the pasture fixing a gate when I saw flashing red and blue lights coming up my driveway. 2 sheriff's deputies stepped out of their cruiser. Behind them, Karen and 2 HOA board members, smug as cats. "Sir," one deputy said, "we've had multiple complaints from the HOA about code violations. We need to inspect your property." I raised an eyebrow. Code violations? On a ranch? I'm not part of their HOA. Karen cut in, waving her clipboard. "That's not true. All properties within 2 miles of our subdivision fall under our authority. He has to comply." I burst out laughing. "Karen, this is agricultural land. My deed predates your cookie-cutter houses by 50 years. You've got no say here." The deputies looked uncomfortable. One pulled out his radio. "Dispatch, can you confirm jurisdiction on my address?" While he waited, I ducked inside the house and grabbed a folder. Inside, the deed, zoning maps, and county tax records. When I returned, I slapped it into the deputy's hands. "Read it yourself," I said. "This land is zoned agricultural. No HOA, no covenants, no restrictions. I pay county taxes, not neighborhood dues. They're trespassing." The radio crackled. "Unit 14, confirm. That address is not under HOA jurisdiction. Agricultural exemption applies." The deputy handed back my papers, cleared his throat, and turned on Karen. "Ma'am, looks like you've been filing false complaints. That's misuse of emergency services." Karen's smug grin vanished. But he's lowering our property values. That fence is ugly. His animals smell." The deputy cut her off. "That's not illegal. What is illegal is wasting our time. This is your one warning." Her face turned beet red. The board members quietly shuffled back toward their car. I crossed my arms. "Now, unless you want to be charged with trespassing, I suggest you get off my land. And take your clipboard circus with you." The deputies didn't argue. They escorted Karen and her cronies down the driveway like unruly teenagers. She shrieked the whole way, "This isn't over. We'll sue. We'll call the county." But here's the kicker: a week later, Karen did try to sue. She filed in small claims court, demanding I pay HOA dues for back assessments. The judge didn't even let her finish. "Ma'am," the judge sighed, looking over the paperwork. "The defendant isn't, and never has been, part of your HOA. This case is dismissed with prejudice." Karen tried to protest. The judge threatened her with contempt. Now, every time the HOA drives by my ranch, they keep their eyes down. No more letters. No more threats. No more cops on my driveway. And me? I just keep ranching, watching them choke on the smell of fresh manure drifting over their manicured lawns. Lesson learned: don't send cops where they don't belong. Especially when the land you're trying to control was never yours to begin with.